Because like I said, a lot of this is from the time frame between the 90s and early 2000s. We know that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were involved with one another and good friends with one another. We didn't know how good friends they were. It seems like they were very good friends, very close. Okay. But there is going to be something that shows that Donald Trump's actually ties to Jeffrey Epstein never ended after like early 2000, and that what is this? Famous lawyer who defended Jeffrey Epstein is now dead. Roy Black was one of Jeffrey Epstein's... Who's this guy? Roy Black was one of Jeffrey Epstein's criminal defense attorneys when he was charged with federal charges. Palm Beach County attorneys, state attorney Barry Krischer allowed the notorious sex trafficker to plead to misdemeanor charges. Black was critical in the negotiation of the infamous non-prosecution agreement. I don't know about that. I don't know about what this is. He was oldest, I suspect. Oh, he was 80 years old? Wow. What an untimely demise.
Tonight, the breaking news, a CNN exclusive tonight out front. K-File has unearthed photos of Jeffrey Epstein that we've never seen, and they shed new light on his relationship with President Trump. The revelations come as Trump is under fire from his own base for his Justice Department's handling of the so-called Epstein files. Trump has tried, of course, to distance himself from Epstein every which way, but one of the photos that K-File found confirms that Epstein actually attended Donald Trump's wedding to Marla Maples. And this is the proof. Again, this has never been published before. So this is a new image. You haven't seen it out there on X or anything like that.
That's crazy. Epstein and Ghislaine were all up and down both the Clinton weddings and the fucking Trump wedding. That's crazy. Like, Ghislaine was front and center for Chelsea Clinton's wedding, okay? Ghislaine Maxwell was. And now we got info on Epstein being front and center at Trump's wedding. God damn, dude. These guys were everywhere.
The proof that Epstein attended Trump's wedding at the Plaza Hotel in New York. And in the photo, what you see is Epstein entering the Plaza Hotel. The wedding date of this is December 20th, 1993, in the center of their friendship, which of course continued. And for comparison, we'll show you on the right a photo of Trump and Marla Maples at the same location under the entryway arch. Andrew Kaczynski of K-File is here with the new images of Trump and Epstein. And Andrew, I shared one of them there, but, so let's start with the one at Trump's wedding. I mean, this is a significant development.
Well, yeah, it is. Trump's wedding to Marla Maples in 1993 was dubbed the wedding of the century.
Friend of the show, K-File, he did it again. Consistent hitter.
By the media at the time. And although we know that Trump and Epstein were friends during this period, this is really the first time that it's actually been reported that Trump invited Epstein to his wedding. This is, we should note, more than a decade before those first allegations against Epstein. But as you know, Trump's relationship with Epstein has been under the microscope recently. Now, besides that one photo of Epstein entering the reception at the Plaza Hotel, we can also see him in the background of another picture. That's Howard Stern on the far right, along with Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And Epstein is behind them at the wedding, almost seeming to be photobombing them. We also found this photo from just a few months earlier. Donald Trump with two of his children talking to Jeffrey Epstein. That's at the opening of the Harley-Davidson Cafe in New York in October 1993. You can see Ivana there. She would have been just about to turn 12 years old in that photo.
Yeah, you can see Ivanka right there it looks like between Trump and Epstein. All right, these are never before seen photos, Andrew. I know you also found some video of Trump and Epstein that was from later of them talking that has also never surfaced before. What's that?
Well, that's right. This is from 6 years later in 1999. This video has never been seen before in this context. It shows Trump talking to Jeffrey Epstein just before models hit the runway at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in New York in 1999. You know, the only other video we've seen of the two men was 7 years before this. Trump is at the show with Melania, who is, of course, now First Lady, seated a few...
Are you guys still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Give it up. Let it go. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's okay. I whispered in his ear. Come on, give it up. Stop talking about it.
Feet away from Epstein. You can see them chatting.
It's so boring. It's boring. Dude, you know what's going to blow a nut on this whole thing? I'm going to tell you what it is. There is going to come out, there is going to be some info, I'm speculating, that actually ties Donald Trump to at least Ghislaine Maxwell far past the point of Jeffrey Epstein, like, breakup. Because like I said, a lot of this is from the time frame between the 90s and early 2000s. We know that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were involved with one another and good friends with one another. We didn't know how good friends they were. It seems like they were very good friends, very close. Okay. But there is going to be something that shows that Donald Trump's actually ties to Jeffrey Epstein never ended after like early 2000, and that either directly by either through Ghislaine Maxwell or directly past the point of 2003, when there's like no known interaction between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, comes back out. That's not true. We do know that they were almost best friends, but there's much proof of this. No, I'm just saying, I can see something that Trump is, it feels to me like Trump is trying to hide something in their involvement. Like, it doesn't make any sense, because if I'm Trump, I'm flexing, okay? If I'm Trump, I'm flexing that I cut Jeffrey Epstein off far before anyone else did, before he was even popped by the feds for minors. Like, I found something suspicious. There's plausible deniability. You could just be like, you thought something was off, and you just decided to sever ties with this guy, and it turns out it was a great idea, right? All the while, there are so many people, liberal elites, Republican elites, that kept up their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein even after he was arrested for minors and served a light but still a prison sentence for minors. Like, people still kept a relationship with him. So the very fact that Trump doesn't talk about how smart he was ahead of time is awfully suspicious, because he loves gloating. He'd be like, Bill Gates, he loves Jeffrey Epstein, not me. I stopped talking to Jeffrey. We were good friends at a time, and it was a mistake. I thought he was weird. I stopped talking to him, and then lo and behold, turns out he was a pedophile. But then Bill Gates, he kept talking to him. He went and he met him after he knew he was a pedophile. Right? Like, isn't that something that Trump would say? Bill Clinton. Did MAGA just not know that there were a ton of pictures like this before last month? No, there were a ton of pictures, but this is new. There were like 50 photos of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump side by side in lockstep, arm to arm. But this is still new. Isn't that crazy that there is even more relationship that we did not know about, even though we knew that there was a relationship? The fact that he isn't hammering on the Clintons and is instead trying to suggest they made up the Epstein files, somehow put themselves in there, is just every kind of sus. I agree. He's been acting very different about this Epstein shit. Like, very different than the way he normally would. He's Teflon Don after all, right? Isn't he Teflon Don? If he just told his base, like, if he did the RFK Jr. thing and just like volunteered this information ahead of time and was like, yeah, he was a bad guy, real bad guy, didn't know how bad of a guy he was, but I felt like something was off, and that's why I stopped being friends with him, and then it came out he was a real bad guy. But all these liberal Democrats, they all kept being his friend. They kept inviting him to weddings. I never invited him to a wedding after my last wedding. You know, that kind of shit.
During the show as well, allegations that Epstein sexually abused underage girls didn't surface until 2005, years after this video was shot.
Right, but this, of course, establishes them together and obviously very friendly in 1999. So, Andrew, when you get all this, and all of this, as I just want to emphasize, right, has not been seen before. So you actually called President Trump. You called him directly to ask him about this.
Yeah, we were not on the phone very long. I think our call was about 30 seconds or so. But when I asked him about the wedding photo, he said, he sort of paused for a second and then said, "You've got to be kidding me." before calling CNN fake news and then hanging up on me. Now, in a statement to CNN, White House Communications Director Stephen Chung said this. He said these are nothing more than out of context frame grabs of innocuous videos and pictures of widely attended events to disgustingly infer something nefarious. The fact is that the president kicked him out of his club for being a, quote, creep.
All right. Well, it is incredible reporting, and it is important in this context as the country wants, answers on everything to do with Epstein. Andrew, thank you.
I do love that he said, "You got to be kidding me." I do love that. Burnett, the White House response to us, they said the president was never in Epstein's office. Is that true? Mark Epstein, he was there. Oh, Mark Epstein is back leaking.
Think of this, something that the White House told us yesterday. We talked to a woman who
This is Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein.
Brother of sexual assault. And she also talked about an encounter with Trump at your brother's office. This was in 1995. She found it disturbing. She said she told the FBI twice to look into people around your brother, including Trump. But she talked about this incident that she said happened in his office. And the White House, their response to us, Mark, they were categorical. They said, quote, "The president was never in Epstein's office."
Trump just called Tulsi hot. That's amazing. Dude, I think he literally thought that, like, if he just said, like, Barack Obama is a black man who did not want me to be president and he cheated, that, like, his base would be like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. Barack Obama is black. That's right. He's a Muslim African president. He's fake president. He did come after our big, beautiful boy." And then they would just, like, forget about the Epstein stuff, and it's just not going away. It's got to be sad, because Teflon Donnie has always been able to whip up his base. It seems like the base is more upset about not getting what they were promised rather than the actual pedophilia. Like, it would have been far less impactful on his approval had he not run on it. I mean, it's not just that, because there are certainly a lot of people in the base that cared about this, right? Like, there were definitely people. Because he didn't, like, put it at the forefront of his campaigning, but he did mention it every now and then. I think it's that they literally tie Jeffrey Epstein to the one, like, actual tangible deep state pedophilia cabal thing that they have believed for years and years. And Trump is supposed to be the great annihilator of the deep state. And now they are having to come to the conclusion that maybe he is deep state himself.
Is that true?
That's just another blatant lie, because he was there. The people that worked for Jeffrey in his office, you can find them. They can testify that they saw Trump in Jeffrey's office on numerous occasions. So for him to say he wasn't there, all I can say is that's just another lie.
Made me.
Like, for me, I used to always say, like, Trump has less of an involvement post Jeffrey Epstein's arrest with Jeffrey Epstein than, like, Bill and Hillary Clinton, right? Now, the way that Trump has been behaving makes me feel as though maybe that's not the case. Maybe he does have more involvement because he is very strangely talking about this issue. He's talking about this issue in a really strange way. He's talking about this issue like he's a man who has something to hide. Now that they're also going after the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff, and, like, maybe even angling, like, a leniency, commuting her sentence or something like that, it just, like, what do you get in return for that? What kind of false testimony will Ghislaine Maxwell make to show her appreciation for potentially her friend, her longtime friend, Donald Trump, releasing her into the wild? I think it's also possible he doesn't give a fuck about what gets released because he knows he's not going to face consequences. Wait, what do you mean? He definitely gives a fuck about what's going to get released, because otherwise he would have literally released it. What do you mean? There's one thing you can't say, and that is that Donald Trump does not give a fuck about releasing the Epstein files. More info is going to come out. I think Trump is trying not to step in it by not really saying much. Wall Street Journal is going to drop more for sure. I bet people are going to start snitching once the first shoe drops. Guys, Donald Trump loves to yap. He's gay. Grade A yapper. Like me, okay? This is the one thing he's not yapping about, dude. Isn't that weird to you? Like, this is also, like, in the realm of conspiracy. This is his favorite type of shit to yap about.
Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's, like, hotter than everybody. She's the hottest one in the room right now. because she found out with certainty. I think we.
Bro, he goes through phases. No, this is not him saying like she's sexy. He's not. He's been doing this. Also, this is gay in the other way, to just be like, oh, she's hot, hot, hot. America is hot. I'm telling you right now, this is his new word. He just loves using the term hot. He's just hyping Tulsi up because he thinks Tulsi gave him like an out to talk about the Obama shit, as opposed to like a distraction that she offered him, as opposed to the Epstein stuff. But it's not even working.
Knew it before, in all fairness, Tulsi, but now you have certainty. She has all the documents. She has everything that you need. And she found out that Barack Hussein Obama led a group of people and they cheated in the elections, and they cheated without question. It's not even a question. Would you say there's even a little question there, Tulsi? She says no. And you found things that nobody thought we'd ever find. And I'm very happy and very honored to have you with us. She's right now, by far, Speaker, she's hotter than you right now, Speaker. She's the hottest person in the room right now, Speaker. So, Tulsi, great job. And I know you have a lot more coming. She told me...
she's the baddest of them all. She's the baddest.
You've seen nothing yet. So I heard those rumors about you, but now I know they're true. So we're very proud of you, Tulsi. They cheated so badly, and ultimately it led to a loss in 2020, and it shouldn't have been a loss. It was a big victory. We won by a lot. We had to do it again. But if I thought we lost, I would never have run again. And this is a far more consequential election than it would have been if we did. That's the only thing I can say in favor of it. But